Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to really cut through the noise and give you the core insights from important books and research.
Yeah, get right to the heart of it.
Exactly. And today, we are plunging into a truly foundational text for anyone interested in business, management, efficiency, The Toyota Way by Jeffrey K. Laker.
A classic, really.
It is. And our mission today is simple. Extract the deep wisdom from this book.
Mhm.
We'll look at the original ideas, which were pretty revolutionary at the time, and also how those ideas have, evolved.
Kept up with the times.
Right. We want to give you a shortcut, basically, to understanding why this book made such waves and why it's still so relevant.
It's worth saying up front, this isn't just about building cars.
No,
Right.
absolutely not. You might hear Toyota and think factory lines, but what you discover pretty quickly is that it's actually about a whole different, revolutionary way of working.
Mm-hmm.
And it holds some powerful lessons for how you approach efficiency, how you build teams, how you aim for long-term success, really no matter what field you're in.
That's spot on. People hear the Toyota way, and yeah, the image is often the factory floor. But Toyota, the company, it's so much more than just cars. It really represents a specific mindset, a distinct way of working that's influenced organizations all over the world.
A mindset. I like that framing.
Yeah, and the book goes into incredible detail on how this mindset works. It's about leveraging systems, processes, and crucially, teamwork. That's how they achieve that, globally famous reliability and success.
Right.
It's less about just a production method and more like a whole thought process that runs through everything they do.
That's such a key distinction, isn't it? So many try to copy the how-to without grasping that underlying philosophy.
Exactly.
So if it's more than just the method, what do you think is the biggest, maybe, misconception people have about the Toyota way when they first encounter it?
I think the biggest one is probably that it's just a toolkit. A set of lean techniques you can just kind of pick up and implement.
Like a checklist.
Yeah, like a checklist. But the book makes it really clear it's a system. And that system is driven by a deep philosophy. That's what makes the tools work. It's about cultivating certain behaviors, a whole culture, really, of continuous learning.
Okay, so let's unpack some of those foundational behaviors then. Let's jump into the first edition of the book, the one from back in 2004.
Yeah.
It laid out 5 huge lessons that really shifted thinking.
Mm-hmm. Big ideas.
First one, and this is just fundamental, long-term thinking.
Crucial.
It's not just about, saving for a rainy day. Toyota show that by sometimes sacrificing immediate profits, they could invest heavily in their processes, their people, the quality.
Right.
And that compounded over decades. It built this foundation, this customer loyalty that companies just chasing the next quarter's results couldn't even touch.
And what's fascinating there is how that long-term view makes the second principle possible, which is to eliminate all kinds of waste.
Ah, yes, Moody Allah.
Exactly. And the book is great at highlighting that waste isn't just like leftover materials on the factory floor.
Right, it's not just scrap metal.
No. It's wasted time, wasted resources, even wasted human effort or potential, untapped ideas. All of that stuff causes loss, not just in materials, but in lost opportunities, lost efficiency. Toyota is just relentless about hunting that down.
Hunting it down, I like that. And that flows so naturally into the third big lesson. Respect people.
Yes.
And again, this isn't just about being polite or having, good HR policies.
No, it's much deeper.
It is. Toyota understood that the people closest to the actual work, the ones on the line, they held the keys to making things better.
Mm-hmm. The real experts.
Totally. So by empowering every single employee to spot problems, suggest fixes, even stop the entire production line if needed, they tapped into this incredible brain power that most companies just let lie dormant. How do you think that specific principle, empowering everyone, how does that change how a company solves problems?
It's fundamentally completely flips it. Problem solving stops being this top-down thing, orders from above.
Right.
It becomes this bottom-up collaborative effort. When your frontline folks are treated as thinkers, not just doers, they're automatically invested in finding solutions. They own it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's incredibly powerful, and it connects perfectly to the fourth principle, Genchi Genbutsu.
Go and see.
Go and see for yourself. Exactly. Not just like glance at it, but really understand the problem where it happens, at the source, on the shop floor, or wherever the work is actually done.
Not just looking at a spreadsheet in an office somewhere.
Precisely. Get the real data, the real context directly, not filtered up through 3 layers of management summaries.
That reminds me. I remember wrestling with this software bug once, hours, just staring at code on my screen. Total dead end.
Uh-huh. We've all been there.
Totally. And if I just done the Genshi Genbutsu thing, gone and actually talked to the person using the software, watched them encounter the problem, I probably would have nailed it in like 10 minutes. It feels so obvious, but it's counterintuitive sometimes, isn't it?
It really is.
What do you see as the big hurdles for people actually doing Genshi Genbutsu in their day-to-day, especially outside manufacturing?
Well, often it boils down to time, or maybe ego, sometimes a lack of trust in the frontline perspective.
Right. Leaders feel they should know?
Yeah. Leaders might feel they should already have the answers, or they're just too busy for what feels like a field trip. But it's an investment. It pays back huge dividends in understanding.
Okay. And then the fifth principle from that first edition.
And then there's Kaizen,
Continuous improvement.
that relentless drive for continuous improvement, not waiting for big revolutionary changes, but focusing on getting, just a little bit better every single day.
Incremental gains.
Exactly. Those small improvements add up, building into massive gains over time. So you take all 5 of these together: long-term view, eliminate waste, respect people, go and see, and Kaizen.
Yeah.
It really paints a picture of a fundamental approach to solving problems, building strong cultures, fostering constant growth, and that applies way beyond making cars.
Absolutely. It's quite a framework. And then, then the world changed quite a bit.
It certainly did.
17 years later, 2021,
Yeah.
a second edition comes out.
Yeah.
So much happened between 2004 and 2021.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about the global landscape in that period. Companies faced just unprecedented challenges, things that really stress tested their adaptability.
For sure.
And the second edition gives really valuable context on how Toyota, and really all companies, had to navigate those huge shifts. We're talking things like, the massive disruption of COVID-19, the incredible strain on global supply chains.
It's feeling that.
Right. And just the fundamental shift towards more digital ways of working, everything moving online.
And the second edition tackles these head on, which I found really fascinating. It talks about how Toyota adapted by bringing in digital technology, but crucially, keeping humans right at the center of things.
That's key.
Yeah, because lots of companies struggle with that, right? Automation comes in, maybe it replaces jobs or it makes workers feel less important, kind of like cogs in a digital machine. How did Toyota manage to avoid that, according to the book?
That's a really critical point. The book shows that Toyota tends to view technology as an enabler for people.
An enabler.
Yeah, not a replacement. So their digital stuff focuses on making work maybe safer or more efficient, or giving people better information so they can make better decisions.
So augmenting people, not replacing them.
Exactly. Augmenting human intelligence, not sidelining it. The second edition also includes these real stories about how Toyota actually navigated those tough times, which gives you these invaluable practical examples. You see the principles under pressure.
That must be incredibly insightful.
It is. But maybe the biggest new emphasis, the most significant shift in the second edition, is this idea that culture is the real strength, not just strategy. Culture first.
Okay, culture over strategy, or maybe culture enabling strategy.
Yeah, connecting this to the bigger picture, that renewed focus on culture feels so incredibly relevant today with how fast everything changes. It really hammers home that strategies, they can be brilliant on paper, but they're basically useless without a supportive, deeply embedded organizational culture that actually lets them work.
Right, people have to live it.
Exactly. It's about people living the principles every day, not just, knowing what they are from a memo. A great strategy and a weak culture. It's like putting a Ferrari engine in a car with flat tires.
Good analogy.
It's got all this potential, but it's not going anywhere. Toyota's culture, that culture of continuous improvement, respect, problem solving, that's what makes their strategies actually work and hold up, even through crises.
So let's bring this home. What does all this mean for you listening right now, whether you're leading a team, maybe managing a project, or even just looking for ways to be more effective in your own work? This book has some seriously practical stuff. It teaches you how to dig down and find the root of problems, not just treat symptoms. It shows you how to build what the book calls a thinking team, where everyone feels empowered to bring ideas, find solutions.
That thinking team concept is powerful.
It is. And it teaches you how to implement a process-driven approach, focusing on the process to get consistently better, more predictable results. There's this one line from the book that just really stuck with me. Right processes lead to right results.
That line is gold. It's so powerful because it completely flips how most people think about problems.
How so?
Well, it means that if your underlying system, your process, whether that's how you handle customer issues or manage projects or even onboard new team members, if that process itself is solid, well-designed, robust,
Yeah.
then the people working within that system and the quality of the work they produce, it just naturally gets better.
So you fix the system, not blame the person.
Exactly. It shifts the focus away from who messed up towards what part of our system allowed this mistake to happen or made this harder than it needed to be.
That's a big shift.
It is. And it raises a really important question for all of us, doesn't it? How much of our time and energy do we spend trying to fix individual people or specific outcomes versus stepping back and really improving the underlying systems and processes that create those outcomes in the first place? Shifting that focus, even just a little bit, can absolutely transform the results you get.
That is a profound thought to sit with, actually. Wow. Our deep dive today into the Toyota way, it really hammers home that some books, they genuinely change how you approach your work, how you think about getting things done, how you lead.
Truly transformative ideas.
They are. So if you take just one thing away from our chat today, maybe consider this. Thinking about your own work, your own team.
Yeah.
What's one single process, just one, that you could improve even slightly to get significantly better results? Really embody that spirit of the Toyota way.
A little Kaizen.
A little Kaizen for yourself. Keep exploring, keep learning.